Hey everyone, Creeper here, and today we're talking about Just a Robot, otherwise known as Jar. Let's get into that. I have to give out a huge thank you for President Luke for making a video. It was an amazing video, link in the description, and I'm using clips from that video since it has a lot of racist clips he's done. Although I will be adding some clips of my own that I found, and in fact, I actually told Luke about them, and he's honestly such a nice show guy. You should follow him on Twitter. Before we actually get into the clips, you should just be warned. There will be racial slurs, and if you do not want to go through that, I recommend you click off this video.
Well, what's the context? Did he say it in a song? Did he call someone it? Or did he just say it? Why is it bad when only white people say it?
Well, Jar, actually, no one who's not black should say the word.
If he was Asian, would it be okay? If he was black, I know it certainly would be okay. The only time I remember him saying it was when he said, "Say nigger."
Well, that was bad, but you could at least make the argument, well, he was quoting someone. Well, I personally am of the opinion, just say N-word, don't say the actual word. But you could make that argument, although that is a stupid argument.
But even then, that was to make fun of a white girl. Oh, so your thumbnail maker is either a racist white person or a coon-ass nigger according to you.
How did you think that was okay? How did you think that was okay? That is a genuine question. That is a genuine gosh dang question. There's no excuse for that, and that's just disgusting.
What does a Native American look like?
Okay, bro, you look like you're barely Native American. You could easily pass for a white guy. When I think of a Native American, I think of someone looking like John Redcorn, not a white boy with black hair. If white privilege is so amazing, then just say you're a white guy. You could easily pass for one.
Well, Jar, not everyone looks like a stereotype. That's a racist stereotype. You ever think about that? Not to mention, oh no. Yes, you brought up white privilege. Of course you did. Well, when it comes down to white privilege, you could make the argument that he has one type of white privilege, the privilege of looking white, so that you could actually not be murdered by police. That could be an actual argument, but you don't make that argument. Now, you could make the actual biggest white privilege, which is a systemic problem, is how Native Americans weren't allowed to make money until recently. So no duh, they're going to be not having that as much money as the white people, because the white people had a jump start. It's not that hard to understand.
Go with the argument, it's a fantasy world, they can do whatever they want. Well, because they make every town and village look like New York City with how diverse it is, I never know where the Witcher is in the show, because every place looks practically the same. If one kingdom was more white or one kingdom was more black, I would at least know where the Witcher was. But instead, every location, kingdom, city, or anything just blends together in the show.
Jar, I don't know if you know this, but race doesn't actually matter when it comes down to country. Like, I could easily tell what's different from a show because you know what? Different environments, different cultures. It's not the color of their gosh dang skin that matters. And if there's a fantasy world, then why not throw in some black people? Is that so crazy to think?
And of course, there was that infamous Harry Potter play. Here's the Harry Potter cast for the movie, and here's the Harry Potter cast for the play. Notice anything different? That's right. Ron is not a ginger. Oh yeah, and also Hermione's black and really ugly, but Ron is not a ginger!
Okay, that was just sad. Although I'm not the biggest fan of that play, I don't care if Hermione's black. I really don't. Now, you could have at least made the argument like you can't change it within a set canon, but this is a play. Hamilton is a bunch of people of color. Now, that doesn't make me say, oh, well, those people were white in real life. I don't care, because it's supposed to be fun. Although I'm not the biggest fan of that play, I don't care about race.
And also, Antunes, one of the people you flagged, well, you called them a map, just because they said they were asexual. I understand they do look like a map, which, by the way, stands for minor attracted person.
You can't just say that someone looks like a map. Just because they were makeup, that makes them a map? I didn't know clowns were maps. I didn't know that at all. Not to mention, I think it's quite impressive, although some people don't really like watching it because of the facial paint. I personally think that it looks nice, and I think it takes a lot of effort and should be seen as awesome because, you know what? It is. It is a great and cool thing that she does.
We had a black president, or at least a half-black president. As far as I know, we haven't had a gay president, at least an openly gay president. Pete Buttigieg didn't even come close to winning.
Wow. So I talked about this clip before in another video, but I think I should talk about it here. It's basically being extremely transphobic by saying that it's gay to date a trans woman. If a man dates a trans woman and they are not sexually attracted to also men, then they would be still straight because trans women are women. And I can't even get to that awful homophobic joke about Pete Buttigieg. I don't even like Pete Buttigieg, but I understand that that's not okay. I've seen a bunch of people say worse stuff, so at least I could say that it's not the worst I've seen. Not to mention, he just straight up put his character into blackface. Do I really have to say anything about that? Do I? Not to mention the recent blackface SpongeBob that he put on while talking about a black person. They say that it wasn't supposed to be racist, but his editor, who put it in, said, "Oh, it's just a SpongeBob I had. I don't care. That looks racist, and that is extremely offensive." Ooh, and he supported the Confederate flag and defended it. You know, the Confederate flag, a racist flag that should not be defended at all and is an awful flag that is disgusting. At the time of recording this, Just a Robot's going on to a break, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Luke's video, and if it does, and he makes a response, then he better have a good one. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video, and for the first time ever, I'm plugging my Twitter. This is it. This is the official Twitter of my YouTube channel. And I'm also plugging in my Discord server, link in the description. And guys, if you enjoy this, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm not going to be doing my usual outro because I think I'm going to retool it and fix it up a bit. And Creeper out. Also, if you're wondering what awful game I'm using in the background, blame Dodge. He had me do this.
I made the joke.
Yep.
I said as a joke, hey, you should use Morg's Ultimate Challenge as background footage. He
Yep.
said, okay, sure, I'll do it.
And here it is.